The Adoshan military assembles outside an ancient cave system, weapons primed to obliterate both the human explorer within and the monstrous creature he's awakened. This is the moment that will change the galaxy forever. Deep in the cavernous depths of the remote planet Eidos, xenobiologist Tyler Hicks stands face-to-face with a living legend, the Adosian Leviathan, a beast long thought extinct. The creature's massive form looms before him, bioluminescent fungi casting an eerie glow across its scaled hide. Tyler's heart races, but his mind remains clear, focused on the challenge at hand. Hours earlier, Tyler had entered the cave system against the explicit warnings of local officials. His scientific curiosity overrode their superstitious fears, driving him to explore the strange rock formations and document the unique subterranean ecosystem. Now, as he locks eyes with the awakened Leviathan, Tyler realizes the true magnitude of his discovery. The beast lets out a low, rumbling growl that reverberates through the cavern. Tyler's extensive knowledge of xenobiology kicks into overdrive. He observes the creature's body language, noting the subtle shifts in its posture and the variations in its vocalizations. With each passing moment, Tyler refines his understanding of the Leviathan's communication patterns. Slowly, carefully, Tyler begins to mimic the creature's sounds. He modulates his voice, producing deep, throaty calls that echo the Leviathan's own. The beast tilts its head, curiosity replacing aggression in its ancient eyes. Tyler maintains eye contact, his body language open and non-threatening. Over the course of several tense hours, a fragile trust begins to form between man and monster. Suddenly, Tyler's comm device crackles to life. A hushed voice speaks urgently. "Human, this is Aurora. I'm an Adoshan scientist. You're in grave danger. Our military is preparing to destroy the cave with you and the Leviathan inside." Tyler listens intently as Aurora provides crucial information about Adosian culture and history. The Leviathan, once revered as a symbol of Adosian heritage, became feared and hunted to near extinction. This knowledge sparks an idea in Tyler's mind, a way to save both himself and the magnificent creature before him. As the Adosian forces outside prepare their attack, Tyler puts his plan into action. He uses his newfound understanding of the Leviathan's behavior to guide the creature towards the cave entrance. With each step, Tyler's confidence grows. He's not just taming a monster, he's rewriting Adoshan history. The cave mouth looms ahead, daylight spilling into the dark passage. Tyler takes a deep breath, knowing that what happens next will determine not only his fate, but potentially the future of human-Adoshan relations. He steps into the light, the Leviathan following close behind. The sight that greets the assembled Adoshan military forces is nothing short of miraculous. A human, unharmed and unafraid, walks side by side with the legendary Leviathan. The creature moves with a grace that belies its enormous size, its eyes fixed on Tyler with what can only be described as trust. As news of Tyler's unprecedented feat spreads across Adoshan communication channels, it quickly reaches the ears of the Galactic Empire's Central Command. Imperial leaders watch in stunned silence as footage of the human and Leviathan emerges from the cave. The implications are staggering. In that moment, the Empire realizes that humans possess a unique ability to adapt and overcome challenges that have stymied other species for millennia. This revelation sends shockwaves through the Empire's power structure, forcing them to reassess the potential threat posed by humanity. Emergency meetings are called as Imperial leaders grapple with the far-reaching consequences of Tyler's actions. They begin to formulate strategies to contain the growing human influence, but a sense of unease permeates their discussions. The balance of power in the galaxy has shifted, and humanity stands at the center of this seismic change. Unaware of the galactic implications of his actions, Tyler focuses on the immediate future. Working alongside Aurora, he begins to establish a sanctuary for the Leviathan, determined to protect and study this magnificent creature. As they work, other human explorers and scientists across the galaxy feel a surge of inspiration. Challenges once thought impossible now seem within reach, and the human spirit of adventure and discovery burns brighter than ever. The Galactic Empire trembles, for they now know that when a human sets foot in a forgotten cave and tames an ancient monster, the very foundations of their power can be shaken. As Tyler and the Leviathan emerged from the cave, the Idosian military lowered their weapons in awe. The sight of a human peacefully coexisting with their legendary creature sparked a chain reaction of events that would reshape the galaxy. News of Tyler's feat spread like wildfire across Idosian communication channels and beyond. Within hours, the story reached the farthest corners of the Galactic Empire. Tyler, still processing the magnitude of his discovery, found himself thrust into the center of an interstellar political storm. Aurora, the Idosian scientist who had warned Tyler of the impending danger, approached him as the military forces dispersed. "What you've done is unprecedented," she said, her multifaceted eyes reflecting a mix of admiration and concern. "But I fear the consequences may be far-reaching." Tyler nodded, watching as the Leviathan explored its new surroundings with curiosity. "We need to protect it," he said. "This creature represents a bridge between our species. We can't let fear destroy that opportunity." Over the next few days, Tyler and Aurora worked tirelessly to establish a temporary sanctuary for the Leviathan. They converted a nearby abandoned military outpost into a makeshift research facility, using Tyler's expertise in xenobiology and Aurora's knowledge of Idosian technology. As they worked, Tyler's comm device buzzed with an incoming transmission. The holographic display flickered to life, revealing the stern face of Admiral Reeves from Earth's Interstellar Relations Department. "Hicks, do you have any idea what you've done?" Reeves's voice was tight with tension. "Your actions have triggered a diplomatic crisis with the Empire. They're viewing this as a potential threat to their authority in the sector." Tyler's stomach dropped. "Sir, I was just trying to protect an endangered species and prevent a conflict with the Idosians." Reeves sighed. "I know, Hicks. That's why we're appointing you as an unofficial ambassador to handle this situation. You're the only one who understands both the creature and the Idosians well enough to navigate this mess." Tyler opened his mouth to protest, but Reeves cut him off. "This isn't a request, Hicks. The fate of human-imperial relations may well rest on how you handle this. Don't let us down." The transmission ended abruptly. As Tyler processed this new responsibility, Aurora approached with her own news. "The Idosian government has agreed to support our sanctuary project," she said. "But there's a complication. The Empire is sending an envoy to assess the situation." Tyler's brow furrowed. "That can't be good. Do we know anything about this envoy?" Aurora nodded grimly. "Admiral Xanthor. He's bringing a fleet of warships under the guise of a diplomatic mission. My contacts in the government are worried about his true intentions." The next few weeks were a whirlwind of activity. Tyler divided his time between working with the Leviathan, meeting with Idosian officials, and preparing for the Imperial envoy's arrival. He quickly realized that his greatest challenge wasn't the creature or even the Empire. It was the growing faction of Idosian extremists who saw his presence as a threat to their way of life. One evening, as Tyler was reviewing security footage of the sanctuary, he noticed a group of Idosians tampering with the perimeter sensors. He alerted Aurora, who confirmed his suspicions. "They're part of a traditionalist group," she explained. "They believe that awakening the Leviathan will bring about the end of Idosian civilization. They've been spreading rumors and sabotaging our equipment." Tyler ran a hand through his hair in frustration. "We need to do something to change public opinion. Show them that the Leviathan isn't a threat, but an opportunity." An idea struck him. "What if we organize a public demonstration? Show the Idosians how docile the Leviathan can be and the benefits of our cooperation." Aurora's eyes widened. "That's risky, Tyler. But if it works, it could change everything." As they began planning the demonstration, the Imperial fleet arrived in Idosian orbit. Admiral Xanthor, a towering figure with gray scales and piercing yellow eyes, made his way to the surface with an honor guard of heavily armed troops. Tyler met the Admiral at the spaceport, acutely aware of the tension in the air. Xanthor's gaze swept over Tyler, a mixture of curiosity and disdain in his expression. "So, you're the human who's caused all this fuss," Xanthor said, his voice a low rumble. "I look forward to seeing this demonstration of yours. For your sake, I hope it's impressive." As Xanthor and his entourage departed for their assigned quarters, Tyler couldn't shake the feeling that the Admiral's visit was more than a simple diplomatic mission. He turned to Aurora, who had been observing the exchange from a distance. "We need to be careful," Tyler said quietly. "I have a feeling the Empire isn't here to play nice." Aurora nodded, her expression grim. "I'll see what I can find out about their true intentions. In the meantime, we should focus on making this demonstration a success. It may be our only chance to prevent a conflict." As they walked back to the sanctuary, Tyler's mind raced with the challenges ahead. The Leviathan, the extremists, the Empire. Each presented a unique threat. But as he watched the majestic creature moving peacefully through its new home, Tyler felt a renewed sense of purpose. He had come to Eidos as an explorer and scientist. Now he found himself a reluctant diplomat, standing at the crossroads of human-alien relations. The path ahead was uncertain, but Tyler knew one thing for sure. The fate of two species, and perhaps the entire galaxy, now rested on his shoulders. Despite the weight of responsibility, he felt a surge of determination as he prepared for the public demonstration that could change everything. The day dawned bright and clear on Eidos, the alien sun casting long shadows across the sanctuary grounds. Tyler stood at the entrance to the Leviathan's enclosure, taking deep breaths to calm his nerves. Aurora approached, her multifaceted eyes reflecting concern. "Are you ready?" she asked, handing Tyler a small device. "This will help monitor the Leviathan's vital signs during the demonstration." Tyler nodded, clipping the device to his belt. "As ready as I'll ever be. Let's hope this works." They made their way to the specially constructed arena where thousands of Eidosians had gathered. The air buzzed with a mixture of excitement and apprehension. Tyler could see Admiral Xanthor and his entourage in a reserved section, their expressions inscrutable. Taking a deep breath, Tyler entered the Leviathan's enclosure. The massive creature turned its ancient eyes toward him, a low rumble emanating from its chest. Tyler approached slowly, his hand outstretched. "Hey, big guy," he said softly. "Ready to show them what you can do?" The Leviathan lowered its head, allowing Tyler to place his hand on its scaly hide. A ripple of astonishment went through the crowd as Tyler guided the creature out into the arena. For the next hour, Tyler demonstrated the Leviathan's intelligence and docility. He led it through a series of complex movements, showcasing its agility despite its enormous size. The crowd's fear began to give way to wonder as they witnessed the bond between human and beast. Suddenly, the Leviathan's behavior changed. It let out a low, distressed sound, its massive body tensing. Tyler frowned, sensing something was wrong. He glanced at the monitoring device, noting the creature's elevated heart rate. "Easy," Tyler murmured, trying to calm the Leviathan. But its agitation only increased, its movements becoming more erratic. Panic began to spread through the crowd. Tyler could hear shouts of fear and see Eidosians pushing towards the exits. He gritted his teeth, focusing all his attention on the increasingly agitated Leviathan. "Tyler!" Aurora's voice cut through the chaos. She ran towards him, dodging security personnel. "Something's wrong with its readings. It's not just stress. There's an external factor at play." As Aurora spoke, Tyler noticed a high-pitched whine at the edge of his hearing. He scanned the arena, spotting several small devices emitting a faint glow. Realization dawned. Someone was deliberately agitating the Leviathan. "We need to shut those devices down," Tyler shouted to Aurora over the growing din. "They're using sonic emitters to provoke it." Aurora nodded, her expression grim. "I'll gather a team. You keep it under control as best you can." As Aurora rushed off, Tyler turned his full attention to the Leviathan. The creature was now thrashing its tail, narrowly missing a section of the crowd. Tyler knew he had to act fast to prevent a disaster. Drawing upon everything he had learned about the Leviathan's behavior, Tyler began to move in a pattern that mimicked the creature's natural rhythms. He vocalized low, soothing sounds, trying to cut through the painful sonic assault. The Leviathan's eyes locked onto Tyler. For a moment, the human and the ancient beast connected, a silent understanding passing between them. Tyler could sense the creature's pain and confusion, but also its innate gentleness. Slowly, painstakingly, Tyler guided the Leviathan through a series of movements designed to counteract the effects of the sonic emitters. He could hear shouts and the sound of struggle in the background. Aurora and her team were fighting to disable the devices. As the minutes ticked by, Tyler felt sweat pouring down his face. His muscles ached from the effort of maintaining the complex dance with the massive creature. But he could sense a change. The Leviathan's movements were becoming less erratic, its breathing more controlled. Suddenly, the high-pitched whine cut out. The Leviathan let out a low rumble, shaking its massive head as if clearing it. Tyler let out a breath he hadn't realized he'd been holding. "That's it," he said softly, placing his hand on the creature's side. "You're okay now." The arena had fallen silent. Tyler looked up to see thousands of Edosian eyes fixed on him and the Leviathan. Even Admiral Xanthor leaned forward in his seat, his expression a mixture of disbelief and grudging respect. Seizing the moment, Tyler guided the Leviathan through a final series of movements. The creature responded perfectly, its actions fluid and graceful. As they finished, Tyler and the Leviathan bowed to the crowd in unison. For a heartbeat, silence reigned. Then a thunderous applause erupted. Edosians leapt to their feet, cheering and calling out in their native language. Tyler saw Aurora beaming at him from the sidelines, giving him a thumbs up. As the cheers continued, a group of Edosian elders approached Tyler. Their leader, a wizened figure with intricate markings on his scaled skin, stepped forward. "Human," he said, his voice carrying despite the noise, "you have done more than tame a beast. You have fulfilled an ancient prophecy." Tyler blinked in surprise. "Prophecy?" The elder nodded solemnly. "It was foretold that an off-world mediator would reunite us with our forgotten guardians. You, Tyler Hicks, are that mediator." As the implications of the elder's words sank in, Tyler saw Admiral Xanthor rise abruptly from his seat and storm out of the arena. The Empire's plans had backfired spectacularly, and Tyler knew this was only the beginning of a new chapter in human-alien relations. With the Leviathan by his side and a new destiny before him, Tyler took a deep breath. The challenges ahead were dawning, but he was ready to face them. The fate of multiple species now rested on his shoulders, and he was determined not to let them down. The fate of multiple species now rested on his shoulders, and he was determined not to let them down. In the days following the dramatic demonstration, Tyler found himself thrust into a whirlwind of political maneuvering and scientific discovery. The Edosian government, emboldened by the renewed connection with their ancient guardian, began to distance itself from the Galactic Empire's influence. To Tyler's surprise, they appointed him as an official advisor on interspecies relations, granting him unprecedented access to Edosian resources and technology. As Tyler sat in his new office, surrounded by holographic displays of Edosian star charts and biological data, Aurora burst in, her eyes wide with excitement. "Tyler, you won't believe what we've found," she said, her voice breathless. "Our continued study of the Leviathan has uncovered something incredible." Tyler leaned forward, intrigued. "What is it?" Aurora activated a holographic display showing a complex network of tunnels and caverns spanning multiple sectors of the galaxy. "We believe these are ancient underground passages, possibly home to more Leviathans and other extinct species. This could revolutionize xenobiology as we know it." Tyler's mind raced with the implications. "We need to explore these caverns," he said, standing up. "If we can find more creatures like the Leviathan, it could change everything." Before they could discuss further, a sharp knock at the door interrupted them. An Edosian aide entered, his scales shimmering with urgency. "Advisor Hicks, we have a situation," the aide said. "Admiral Xanthor has returned with a task force. He's demanding access to the Leviathan sanctuary under the guise of a routine inspection." Tyler's face hardened. He had expected the Empire to retaliate after their failed attempt to sabotage the demonstration, but not this quickly. "Tell the Council I'm on my way," Tyler said, grabbing his datapad. He turned to Aurora. "We need to move fast. If we can prove the existence of more Leviathans, it might be enough to deter the Empire from taking aggressive action." As they hurried through the corridors of the Edosian government complex, Tyler's communicator buzzed. It was a message from Earth. A diplomatic envoy led by Ambassador Marcus Stern was en route to Eidos. Tyler's mind whirled with possibilities. With Earth's support, they might have a chance at forming a new alliance to counter the Empire's dominance. But first, they needed to deal with the immediate threat. They entered the council chambers to find the Edosian leaders engaged in heated debate. The head of the council, Elder Zixara, turned to Tyler as he entered. Advisor Hicks, the Empire demands access to the Leviathan. What do you advise? Tyler took a deep breath, weighing his options. We can't let them near the Leviathan, he said firmly. But we can't afford open conflict either. I have a proposal. He quickly outlined his plan for an expedition to explore the newly discovered caverns. The council listened intently, their expressions a mixture of excitement and apprehension. This is a bold move, Hicks, Elder Zixara said, but it could be our best chance at asserting our independence from the Empire. We'll provide you with our most advanced exploration vessel, the ESS Horizon. As the council dispersed to make preparations, Tyler and Aurora raced to the Leviathan sanctuary. They needed to prepare the creature for the journey ahead. Upon entering the vast enclosure, they found the Leviathan agitated, its massive form pacing restlessly. Tyler approached, placing a hand on its scaly hide. Hey, big guy, he said softly. We've got a job to do. As Tyler communicated with the Leviathan, using the techniques he had developed over months of study, Aurora monitored the creature's vital signs. Tyler, she called out, her voice tense. The Leviathan's picking up on something, some kind of distress signal. Before Tyler could respond, alarms blared throughout the facility. The voice of Captain Alara, head of Edosian security, came over the comm system. We have multiple breaches. Imperial forces are attempting to infiltrate the horizon. All personnel, initiate lockdown procedures. Tyler's heart raced. They were out of time. He turned to the Leviathan, locking eyes with the ancient creature. We need your help, he said, his voice steady despite the chaos around them. It's time to call your kin. The Leviathan let out a low, resonant hum that seemed to vibrate through the very fabric of space. As the sound reverberated through the sanctuary, Tyler felt a shift in the air, as if the universe itself was holding its breath. In that moment, Tyler knew that everything was about to change. The expedition, the confrontation with the Empire, the awakening of ancient beings. It all hinged on what happened next. With alarms blaring and the future of multiple species hanging in the balance, Tyler steeled himself for the challenges ahead. With alarms blaring and the future of multiple species hanging in the balance, Tyler steeled himself for the challenges that lay ahead. We need to move now, Tyler said, his voice cutting through the chaos. Aurora, prep the Leviathan for transport. I'm making the call to launch the Horizon immediately. Aurora's eyes widened. But Tyler, what about the Imperial infiltrators? We can't wait, Tyler replied, already moving towards the exit. If we delay, we risk full-scale war. Captain Alara and her team will have to handle the infiltrators as we take off. As they raced through the facility, Tyler's communicator buzzed with an incoming transmission from Elder Zixara. Advisor Hicks, the Council has approved your plan. The ESS Horizon is ready for immediate launch. May the ancient spirits guide you. Within minutes, Tyler, Aurora, and a hastily assembled crew were aboard the sleek exploration vessel. The Leviathan, secured in a specially designed hold, rumbled with nervous energy as the ship's engines roared to life. Captain Alara's voice crackled over the comm system. Horizon, you are clear for launch. We've apprehended several Imperial operatives, but there may be more. Proceed with caution. The ship lifted off, the inertial dampeners barely masking the incredible acceleration as they shot through Edos's atmosphere. Tyler watched through the view screen as the planet's swirling blue-green surface gave way to the star-speckled blackness of space. Plot a course for the coordinates of the first cavern entrance, Tyler ordered the navigation officer, and keep an eye out for any Imperial pursuit. As the Horizon accelerated towards its destination, Aurora worked feverishly at her console, analyzing the data from their scans of the Leviathan. Tyler, look at this, she called out, gesturing to a complex series of energy patterns on her screen. The Leviathan's neural activity spiked just as we left the atmosphere. I think it's sensing something. Tyler moved to her side, studying the readouts. Can you isolate the frequency it's responding to? Aurora's fingers flew over the controls. I'm trying, but it's like nothing I've ever seen before. It's as if the Leviathan is communicating with space itself. Before Tyler could respond, the ship's alarms blared. Asteroid field ahead, the pilot announced. It's massive and densely packed. Our planned route goes right through it. Can we go around? Tyler asked, moving to the main view screen. The pilot shook his head. Not without adding days to our journey. We'll have to navigate through. Tyler nodded grimly. Do it. Use the advanced sensors to plot the safest course. The horizon plunged into the asteroid field, massive chunks of rock and ice looming on all sides. The pilot's hands danced across the controls, guiding the ship through the treacherous obstacle course with breathtaking precision. Suddenly, Aurora called out, "Energy spike! There's something out there, and it's big!" Tyler squinted at the view screen, trying to make sense of the jumble of asteroids. Then he saw it, a massive camouflage structure built into one of the larger asteroids. "Take us in closer," he ordered. As they approached, the true scale of the structure became apparent. It was easily large enough to house dozens of ships the size of the horizon. "It's an entrance," Aurora breathed, her eyes wide with wonder. "But to what?" Tyler felt a surge of excitement mixed with trepidation. "We're about to find out. Prep a landing team and ready the specialized equipment. We're going in." As the horizon maneuvered towards the hidden entrance, Tyler couldn't shake the feeling that they were on the brink of a discovery that would change everything. The massive doors of the structure slowly parted, revealing a cavernous docking bay that seemed to defy the laws of physics. "Take us in," Tyler said, his voice barely above a whisper, "and be ready for anything." The horizon glided into the ancient facility, its lights illuminating walls covered in intricate alien script. As the ship settled onto the docking platform with a gentle thud, Tyler turned to his crew. "We're about to step into the unknown," he said, meeting each of their eyes in turn. "Stay alert, stay together, and remember, we're not just explorers. We're here to save Eidos and possibly the entire sector. Let's move out." As the airlock hissed open, Tyler took a deep breath of the stale, ancient air. He stepped out onto the platform, the first human to set foot in this mysterious place. The weight of history and the urgency of their mission pressed down on him as he led his team deeper into the facility, unaware of the incredible discoveries and daunting challenges that awaited them within its labyrinthine depths. As Tyler led his team deeper into the facility, the ancient air seemed to pulse with untold secrets. Their footsteps echoed through vast chambers filled with stasis pods, each containing a different alien species frozen in time. Aurora's handheld scanner beeped urgently. "Tyler, these readings are off the charts. The technology here, it's beyond anything we've ever encountered." Before Tyler could respond, a low rumble reverberated through the structure. The team froze, exchanging nervous glances. "What was that?" asked one of the crew members, his voice barely above a whisper. Tyler's eyes widened as realization struck. "It's the Leviathan. It's communicating with something in here." As if in response, the facility hummed to life. Lights flickered on, illuminating rows upon rows of stasis pods. Inside each, alien forms stirred, awakening from their millennia-long slumber. "We need to get back to the ship," Tyler ordered, his heart racing. "Now!" The team scrambled back to the horizon, the sound of awakening creatures echoing behind them. As they lifted off, Tyler watched in awe as the massive structure opened like a blooming flower, releasing its ancient inhabitants into space. Leviathans, along with dozens of other colossal species, emerged from the asteroid field. The horizon's communications system crackled to life with a cacophony of alien languages. "They're talking to each other," Aurora said, her eyes wide with wonder. "Tyler, what do we do?" Tyler took a deep breath, steadying himself. "We head back to Eidos. These beings need our help, and we need theirs." As the horizon led the convoy of ancient creatures back towards Eidos, they received an urgent transmission from Captain Alara. "Advisor Hicks, we have a situation. Admiral Xanthor's fleet has engaged our defenses. The Empire is attempting to seize control of the planet." Tyler's eyebrows furrowed. "Not if we have anything to say about it. Tell the Eidosian forces to hold on. We're bringing reinforcements." As they approached Eidos, the scene that unfolded before them was one of chaos. Imperial ships swarmed around the planet, exchanging fire with the outnumbered Eidosian defense fleet. Tyler opened a channel to the Leviathan. It's time. We need to protect Eidos. The massive creature let out a low, resonant hum that seemed to ripple through space. The other awakened beings responded, moving into formation around the planet. Admiral Xanthor's voice crackled over the comms. What is the meaning of this, Hicks? Stand down immediately or face the consequences. Tyler activated the ship's broadcast system, his voice steady despite the tension coursing through him. Admiral Xanthor, I urge you to cease your attack. What you're seeing is just a fraction of the power these ancient beings possess. They are the rightful guardians of this sector, and they've returned to protect it. A tense silence fell over the battlefield as the Imperial ships held their positions, dwarfed by the massive forms of the Leviathans and their kin. Seizing the moment, Tyler continued, I'm sending you data on the precursor facility we've discovered. The technology there could revolutionize our understanding of the galaxy, but it must be studied carefully, cooperatively. This is bigger than the Empire or Eidos. It affects all of us. As the information spread through both fleets, murmurs of astonishment and disbelief filled the comm channels. Suddenly, a new voice joined the conversation. This is Ambassador Marcus Stern of Earth. I propose an immediate ceasefire and emergency talks to discuss these extraordinary developments. Tyler breathed a sigh of relief as Admiral Xanthor reluctantly agreed to the meeting. Within hours, representatives from Eidos, the Empire, and Earth convened aboard a neutral vessel in orbit. As Tyler presented the evidence of the precursor technology and its potential applications, he could see the shift in the room. Even the hardened Imperial officials couldn't hide their awe at the possibilities before them. Ambassador Stern leaned forward, his eyes gleaming with excitement. Gentlemen, what we have here is an opportunity to reshape the future of the galaxy. I propose a joint expedition to fully explore this precursor facility with representatives from all our peoples. As negotiations progressed, Tyler's communicator buzzed with an urgent message from Aurora. Tyler, you need to see this. The facility's central computer just activated some kind of holographic message. Excusing himself from the talks, Tyler rushed to a private room where Aurora had set up a secure link to the horizon. The holographic image flickered to life, revealing a being unlike any Tyler had ever seen. The alien figure spoke, its voice resonating with ancient wisdom. If you are seeing this, then the Guardians have awakened. You stand at a crossroads, inheritors of our legacy. But beware, for the threat that drove us to create these sanctuaries still lurks in the dark between stars. Prepare yourselves, for the true test is yet to come. As the message faded, Tyler and Aurora exchanged shocked glances. The implications of this revelation were staggering, potentially changing the course of their mission and the future of the galaxy itself. The weight of the precursor's warning hung heavy in the air as Tyler and Aurora made their way back to the negotiations. The revelation of an ancient threat lurking in the depths of space added a new urgency to their mission. As they entered the room, the assembled representatives fell silent, sensing the gravity of the situation. We have new information, Tyler announced, his voice steady despite the tension coursing through him. The precursors left a message. There's more at stake here than we realized. As Tyler shared the contents of the holographic message, the room erupted into a flurry of discussions and debates. The possibility of an unknown threat galvanized the representatives into action, and within hours, plans for a joint expedition were underway. In the days that followed, preparations for the new mission consumed Tyler and his crew. The ESS Horizon became a hive of activity as they readied the ship for its unprecedented journey. However, as the launch date drew near, a series of inexplicable malfunctions began to plague the vessel. During a routine systems check, Aurora's console sparked and sputtered, nearly shocking her. Tyler, something's not right, she called out, her eyes narrowing with suspicion. This is the third accident this week. Tyler's teeth clenched as he surveyed the damaged equipment. I think you're right. These aren't accidents. Someone's trying to sabotage us. Suspecting Imperial loyalists, Tyler implemented heightened security measures. He ordered thorough sweeps of the ship, with Captain Alara overseeing the inspections personally. During one such sweep, Tyler's instincts led him to the engine room, where he discovered a hidden transmitter tucked behind a panel. "We've got a spy on board," Tyler muttered, carefully removing the device. He turned to Captain Alara, who had joined him. "We need to root them out, and fast." Together, they devised a plan to catch the infiltrator. Using the ship's communication channels, they began to feed false information about a delay in the launch schedule due to technical difficulties. The trap was set. Late that night, as Tyler and Alara monitored the ship's security feeds, they spotted a figure moving furtively through the corridors. The spy, thinking the coast was clear, made their way to the communications array to transmit the false intel. "Now," Tyler whispered into his comm unit, a team of security officers swarmed the area, apprehending the infiltrator, a maintenance worker who had been vetted and cleared for the mission. Under interrogation, the captured spy revealed a larger conspiracy. Multiple factions, fearful of what the expedition might uncover, had banded together to prevent the Horizon's departure. The revelation sent shockwaves through the crew, but Tyler remained resolute. "We push forward," he declared to his assembled team. "Double-check everything, trust no one outside this room, and accelerate our launch preparations." As the crew worked tirelessly to ready the ship, an unexpected ally emerged. Zar-Ek, an Adoshan elder, requested a private meeting with Tyler. In his wizened hands, he held a small crystalline device. "This artifact," Zar-Ek explained, his voice raspy with age, "is said to be a key to unlocking precursor technology. It has been passed down through generations of my family, waiting for the right moment. I believe that moment is now." Tyler accepted the artifact with reverence. When they integrated it into the Horizon's navigation systems, the effect was immediate and astonishing. The ship's ability to locate hidden precursor sites increased exponentially. However, as news of the impending launch spread, tensions in the sector reached a boiling point. Several alien species, fearful of human advancement, formed a coalition to block the Horizon's departure. Their fleets surrounded Eidos, creating a formidable blockade. Tyler watched from the bridge as the hostile ships took up positions around the planet. Ambassador Stern's voice crackled over the comms, fatigue evident in his tone. "They're not budging, Tyler. They're demanding to either join the expedition or prevent it entirely." Faced with this new obstacle, Tyler formulated a daring plan. He turned to Aurora, his eyes alight with persistence. "We need to wake up more of the ancient creatures, not just as an escort, but as a show of force." The Adoshan government, after hours of heated debate, agreed to Tyler's proposal. With careful precision, Tyler and his team returned to the precursor facility, awakening a small group of Leviathans and other powerful beings. Using his unique ability to communicate with these ancient creatures, Tyler explained the situation and the importance of their mission. The massive beings, their consciousnesses spanning millennia, understood the gravity of the circumstances. As the Leviathans emerged from the facility, their sheer size and presence sent ripples of awe and fear through the blockading fleets. Tyler stood on the bridge of the Horizon, watching as the ancient guardians took up positions around the ship. "All systems ready for launch," Aurora reported, her fingers dancing across her console. Tyler took a deep breath, his gaze fixed on the sea of hostile ships before them. "Take us up," he ordered. The Horizon rose from the surface of Eidos, its Leviathan escorts forming a protective formation around it. As they approached the blockade, the alien fleets faced a crucial decision. Suddenly, a few hardline vessels broke formation, attempting to intercept the Horizon. The Leviathans responded instantly, their massive forms shielding the ship without causing damage to the attackers. This display of power and restraint caused a ripple effect through the blockade. Ship after ship began to break formation, clearing a path for the expedition. As they reached the edge of Eidos' atmosphere, Tyler activated the precursor artifact. A holographic map of the galaxy sprang to life, several points of interest pulsing with ethereal light. One location, aligning with the coordinates from the mysterious message, glowed with particular intensity. "Set a course for those coordinates," Tyler commanded, his voice filled with a mix of excitement and apprehension. As the Horizon accelerated to faster-than-light speed, reports flooded in from across the galaxy of other precursor sites awakening. Tyler stood at the viewport, watching as the stars streaked by. The weight of multiple civilizations' hopes and fears rested on his shoulders, but he was ready for the challenges ahead. Whatever awaited them at the next precursor site, he knew it would change the course of galactic history forever. The horizon streaked through space, its precursor-enhanced engines humming with power. Tyler stood at the helm, his eyes fixed on the pulsing coordinates displayed by the artifact. As they neared their destination, Aurora's voice cut through the tense silence. "Tyler, I'm picking up an enormous energy signature. It's unlike anything I've ever seen." "Bring us out of FTL," Tyler ordered, his heart racing with anticipation. The ship decelerated, and the view outside the viewport transformed. A breathtaking sight greeted them, a massive space station of unmistakable precursor design, floating serenely amidst swirling clouds of vibrant gases. "My God," Captain Alara whispered, her eyes wide with awe. As they approached the station, the precursor artifact on the bridge suddenly pulsed with energy. A holographic interface sprang to life, its alien symbols shifting and rearranging themselves. Tyler stepped forward, drawing on his newfound understanding of precursor systems. His fingers danced across the holographic controls, establishing a connection with the station. Suddenly, the nebula around them shimmered, revealing a startling sight. Hundreds of ships materialized, representing a diverse array of species from across the galaxy. Each vessel seemed to have been drawn here by artifacts similar to their own. "It seems we're not the only ones invited to this party," Aurora remarked, her voice tinged with both excitement and apprehension. Tyler nodded, his mind racing with possibilities. "Take us in. We need to dock with that station." As the horizon maneuvered towards the colossal structure, Tyler assembled a team for the initial exploration. Aurora, Captain Alara, and a select group of specialists prepared to venture into the unknown. The docking procedure was seamless, as if the station had been waiting for them. As the airlock cycled open, Tyler led his team into the cavernous interior of the precursor facility. Vast halls stretched before them, filled with technology beyond their wildest imaginations. Holographic displays flickered to life as they passed, responding to their presence. They found themselves surrounded by databanks, each containing what seemed to be the accumulated knowledge of the precursors. "This is incredible," Aurora breathed, her eyes darting from one marvel to the next. "With this information, we could advance our understanding of the universe by centuries." As they delved deeper into the station, holographic projections of the precursors themselves began to appear. These ethereal figures spoke in a language that, thanks to the artifact, Tyler could now understand. "Welcome, inheritors," one projection intoned, its voice resonating with ancient wisdom. "You stand within the heart of our preservation network, created to safeguard the galaxy's biodiversity." The hologram went on to explain the true purpose of their creation. A cyclical threat, a race of synthetic beings, emerged every 50,000 years to harvest advanced civilizations. The precursors had created this network in the hope that the combined knowledge and adaptability of various species would be the key to defeating this menace. As Tyler and his team absorbed this shocking revelation, alarms suddenly blared throughout the station. A voice, cold and mechanical, echoed through the halls. "Alert! Synthetic entities detected. Threat level, maximum. Preservation protocol activated." Tyler's blood ran cold as he realized the implications. The synthetic threat had arrived, drawn by the activation of multiple precursor sites across the galaxy. Racing back to the command center, they were greeted by a terrifying sight on the main view screen. A massive fleet of biomechanical ships had emerged from the depths of space, dwarfing even the largest vessels gathered at the precursor station. Tyler's mind raced, formulating a plan. He activated the station's communication systems, broadcasting to all the gathered ships. "Attention, all vessels," he began, his voice steady despite the gravity of the situation. "We face an existential threat to all life in the galaxy. The precursors warned of this moment, and now it's upon us. We must stand united against this common enemy." As murmurs of agreement and fear filtered through the communication channels, Tyler outlined his daring strategy. Drawing on his experience with the Adoshan Leviathan, he proposed awakening and communicating with ancient, powerful beings from across the galaxy, creatures that had been preserved in stasis by the precursors. These beings, with their unique abilities and connection to the fundamental forces of the universe, may be our only hope against the synthetic invaders, Tyler explained. As the battle began to rage outside the station, Tyler and his team worked feverishly to activate the preservation pods stored within. One by one, colossal beings of various species emerged, each with powers beyond imagination. Using the precursor interface and his innate ability to communicate with these creatures, Tyler coordinated their efforts against the synthetic fleet. The space around the precursor station became a battlefield of epic proportions, with leviathans and other ancient beings engaging the synthetic ships. The united fleet of galactic species provided support, with the ESS Horizon at the forefront. Its precursor-enhanced systems proved devastatingly effective against the invaders. As the battle reached its peak, Tyler made a bold decision. "We need to take the fight to them," he announced, his eyes fixed on the imposing form of the synthetic fleet's command ship. Aboard the Horizon, Tyler led a charge directly at the heart of the enemy fleet. Using a combination of precursor technology and the coordinated efforts of the ancient beings, they managed to breach the command ship's formidable defenses. "Prepare for boarding," Tyler ordered, his voice filled with purpose. "We end this now." As they approached the synthetic command ship, Tyler steeled himself for the confrontation ahead, knowing that the fate of the stars hung in the balance.
You have reached the end of the story. If you enjoyed this story and want to support us, please leave a like and subscribe to our channel, and for every comment that says 88, I will heart every single one of them. Thank you for your time.